What is up, legend? In this video, we're going to run through the State of Motion program. State of Motion is a program designed for Aussie dads and men so that they can get stronger, be more resilient, and be pain-free and ultimately live better lives. Why most men fail? So, the three things that I see are untailored. Now, this means their training or their nutrition isn't tailored to their life. So they might get a program from YouTube or watch a video or download some generic app, and because it isn't tailored exactly to their life, they either stick to it for one session or 1 month and then they fall off the wagon and they stop altogether and they're back to square one. Second, they're inconsistent. So inconsistent maybe because they did the YouTube program, it didn't work, so then they stopped, or they did a program that wasn't tailored and they got injuries. Also, the program that they invested in, maybe an app, didn't come with any accountability, or they weren't tracking any of their progress, so they didn't know if they were getting results, and then they lost motivation and then fell off the wagon. So being inconsistent. Third is the time frame. 8-week challenges, this quick fix mindset. Like, usually what happens is you do this crazy 8-week challenge where you stick to some full-on plan, and then you get to the end of the 8 weeks and you can't wait for it to stop. And then you go back to the old habits that you had before, and then next thing you know, all the results that you might have gotten from that 8-week challenge have gone and you're back to square one. Okay? So how can you succeed with the State of Motion program? So how we do things, it's 100% tailored to you and your life. So we do that with one-on-one coaching. There's realistic expectations. So if you've got, a particular set of goals, we're not going to give you some crazy plan to achieve them. We need to make it realistic for your life so you can stick to it. And also, we hold you accountable throughout the process. It's very low friction. Now, this means you can train at home. There's very minimal equipment and it's very family friendly. It's not something that you have to do and spend hours away from your family. You can get them involved. You can stay at home, and it's really flexible so you can make it suit your life a lot easier than other programs. And also, it's a lifelong journey. So we're trying to focus on longevity, and longevity means you aging gracefully. So getting to your 50s and 60s or however old and feeling just as good as you did in your 30s and 40s, right? Because mobility is infused into the training, your joints start to strengthen, your body starts to open, you move better, and you notice that, you start to feel better as you get older. So these are the pillars that we coach you through. So first we've got roadmap. And so roadmap is a broken down step-by-step process and a path for you to follow. Now, it's unique to you. It's not like it's a one-size-fits-all. We figure out where you are at point A, break down all the steps that you need to take to get to ideal outcome and your goals, okay? We don't want to do one big jump all the way to the end. We want to make sure that it's broken down and it's all of the thinking is taken care of it for you. You just have to show up and execute. Pillar 2 is longevity. So the three main boxes that we want to tick are pain-free. So are you pain-free? Can you do the activities that you want to do? Meaning, can you keep up with your kids? Can you play soccer with them? Can you go for serves without pain? All that sort of stuff. And third, is it a practice you can stick to forever, lifelong? When those three boxes are ticked, we're doing our job. Pillar 3 is energized. So we want to make sure that you have energy all the time. And we do that through realistic food plans, which are designed with Aussie dads in mind. We're not going to give you some crazy plan that you can't stick to. It needs to be suited to your life so that it's realistic and you stick to it forever. And also we take into consideration sleep and recovery as well. Fourth pillar, synchronize, is all about tailoring it to you. So your life is different to mine and someone else's, so we need to make sure that the plan actually suits your life. Now, we take into consideration routines, your lifestyle, things that you want to incorporate into it, and this pillar really focuses on the accountability. So if you say you're going to do something, we're going to hold you account to it and tailor everything around your lifestyle so that it works, essentially. So don't just take my word for it. Here are some examples of some results of the men that have gone through our program. So when Dean first came to us, he had really bad back issues. It was affecting his work. It was affecting his relationships with his family. And so we had to get on top of that. So we fixed his back in 4 months. And also a goal of his was to put on muscle. Now, he was a skinnier frame. He wanted to put on muscle so he'd feel more confident in his body. And so he added 5 kilos of lean muscle in the 4 months. Now, Dean's been with us for a lot longer than 4 months now, but these are the results that he's achieved. He's been with us for over a year now. He can do ring routines, handstand push-ups, press handstands, you name it. He literally ticked off all the big moves. He's an absolute beast now. But more importantly, his life has changed because he doesn't have to deal with the same constant nagging back pain all the time. Next, we've got Mike. So when Mike first came to us, he was a complete beginner with this style of training. He'd never done it before. He really let himself go during COVID. He put on a fair bit of weight. And so he wanted to lose body fat, but also just get back into a really good routine that he can sustain. And so in the 4 months, he gained a lot of strength. He learnt muscle ups. He learnt handstands. And he also dropped 5 kgs of body fat. Now, it was probably more body fat because he put on so much muscle. But as you can see in the photos, he looks a lot different. The main thing with Mike is now he's got a routine and a system that he can stick to forever. And he's not training with us anymore, but I know for a fact that he's still training and getting shit done on his own. So, last but not least, we've got Richard Jeremiah. So when Richard first came to me, he was after longevity and injury prevention. He was very adamant on being in his 50s and 60s and feeling better than he did in his 30s and 40s. So, as a result, he's injury-free, he's increased his energy, and basically he's doing all the cool stuff that you want to do, ring routines, handstands, front splits. But for Rich, I want to make it really clear, he is a big dog in the corporate world, so he's very busy with his work. He's got a young family with a young 1-year-old kid, and he was only training 3 to 4 days a week for 30 to 45-minute sessions. So he's not doing this crazy stuff. He was just, consistent over a very long period of time, and because of that, got really good results. So we needed to make sure that it actually suited his lifestyle, and it did, and now he's continuing it himself. So I want to touch on the guarantee. So with State of Motion, every program that is bought is backed with a guarantee, and so if you do these things and you didn't get a result, we would give your money back at the end of the program. So if you did the 4 sessions a week of training, right? This varies from person to person. It could be 5 with shorter lengths or whatever. But if you did the allocated sessions, if you tracked your calories for a period of time, so that's just so we know how much food you're actually consuming. If you filmed your training a bit so that we can see that you're actually doing the work, another form of accountability. And if you showed up to every one-on-one coaching call, then we pretty much guarantee that you're going to get it. It's not rocket science, right? If you do the work for 4 months consistently, you are going to get a really good result. So that's it for me. I look forward to seeing you on a call. If you haven't booked in a call already, make sure to reach out to me on Instagram if you're really keen to book in a call. And I look forward to being a part of your health journey in the future.